Good morning.
How you feeling this morning?
I'm good, man. Thank you, bro. You are a true sport here because I know you just landed back in Vegas, so you barely off any sleep.
Oh man, we got a job to do, man. The grind don't stop. You know how it is in boxing.
Yeah, man. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the win with Jahan Ingram. What could you tell
Thank
us
you.
about that fight, and what would you grade his performance?
Well, the fight was, you could look at it, it was kind of like a short notice fight. We were getting prepared for another date, but they wanted to move us up, put us on a bigger stage, get more eyes on us. And I'm gonna give his performance an A simply for the fact that he was professional and he was ready to go um, weeks ahead of time, and he did what he was supposed to do. So I'm gonna give him an A just on that alone.
How do you see his progression, man? You've been with him for some time now. How do you see him progressing in the sport?
I think his progression is going well. He's still young. He's still young to the sport, relatively speaking. He didn't have a big amateur background, and he learned a lot of the stuff, um, you know, really on the job. Through sparring and things like that. And he's progressed very well. I think each fight we've shown different things that he's put in his arsenal, different tools that he's put in his toolbox, and it's like I said, it's been going great.
So, what do you think of the matchmaking over on Misfits? Because Jahan obviously got a promotional deal with Misfits Boxing. I want to believe because of his affiliation with Mayweather. So, it's not the traditional upbringing of a normal prospect. So, how are you finding the matchmaking and the I guess his the way they're bringing him up?
The matchmaking has progressively gotten better. Them also. They're just, I ain't gonna say coming to the sport, but they are still learning, I guess, the promotional side of it and everything as well. And I think that's progressively gotten better. The direction that they want Jahan to move in, I think, has also been a good direction. They've been communicating with him and with us. Um, they've been telling us, hey, something. This is what we want to see as his career evolves. One thing about Champ is that he ain't gonna duck no smoke. We ain't gonna call out no names. I know sometimes he will, but if those fights really came to us, we gonna sign the contract if it was up to us. Obviously, the promotional side or managers, they want to take a different approach to things, and I like what I see from them. They're honest with us. They're open with us. They ask us our opinion as far as who we want to fight, if they think we're even ready to fight on that level. Um, and it's been an open conversation between Jahan and the Misfits promotion team, the management. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Would you say that you prefer these fights that he's getting because they're on the zone, higher profile in terms of visibility because it's with Misfits and it's on the zone, so you get your hardcores and you get that casual boxing fan base that Misfits bring in, where outside of this he was on undercards that nobody could see.
No, no, absolutely. That's one of the biggest reasons that we were like, yo, we're gonna go ahead and take this kind of like a short notice fight. We really couldn't even put nothing out until like Wednesday and fight week. A lot of people didn't know that we were even fighting. We didn't know, but like you said, that card was big, and us getting on there, I think made a difference. I don't know about on your phone, but I know my phone. We was trending right away after he knocked the opponent out. You know, it was trending right away. So I think the eyes of not only casual boxing fans, but all boxing fans just in general. It was a big statement for him, you know, and it was the more eyes the better. You know, I don't care who's promoting the business. I want people to watch. That's what pays us, you know. So the more people watching, the better.
For sure. Before I get to the Crawford Canelo and the timing, I do want to ask: are you still training DeAndre Savage?
Yeah, we were working together
Perfect.
out in Phoenix. You know, we were working together out in Phoenix. He got some stuff going on, so I'm waiting to talk to him right now.
Wait, so
Um,
you not with him? Because you know he got that
well,
big fight with Brandon Moore.
yeah, yeah. Well, I just got back, you know, so everything, you know, he got to continue camp with or without me because I just got back, like
Oh,
literally.
okay, okay.
So
So you
yeah,
mean because you were
yeah.
away, you don't know what's up, but
Co-
you are the trainer for this fight.
that's what I believe. Yeah.
Oh
So like
shit. I
no,
hope
no, no.
so,
I ain't gonna
man. It's
put
a
nothing
big
out there.
fight
Like I
for him,
said,
man. I hope
I
so. This
I
is a
know,
huge
but you
step
know,
up too.
yeah, no doubt, you know, but this is a business, you know, and I unfortunately had to leave camp, so he has to stay professional and go out there and do what he needs to do to prepare himself. You know, so he's I like I said, I just got in. I'm waiting on him to contact me now. You know, he's in a different time zone, so you know, once he contacts me, then we get back to camp. You know, we get back to the drawing board.
All right, well, man,
You know,
listen, contact him. Brandon Moore has gotten better since the first time we seen him, and y'all should know him because he fought Skylar Lacey from out here, and that was an ugly fight for Brandon. But since then, he's looked better. He won that regional. They bumped him to main event. A lot of pressure for Savage, first time on a big stage, television. I want to see
yeah,
him,
man. I mean,
do well.
DeAndre is he's gonna be fine, man. Like I don't, you know, pressure is up to the person. You know, I think when you build for these situations, man, you go in there and you're comfortable with it. You know, I know it's definitely a step up for him. We all know that, but I think he's prepared himself well. I think he's got himself in good shape. You know, his sparring was going well. You know, the people that we had in camp for him were giving him what he needs to prepare for Brandon. You know, I don't think uh, there's some things that Savage does really well that I don't think people have seen yet or people expect from him because he is such a big bodied frame. So I think he's going to be fine, man. I don't think there's going to be issues. He's
Hope
going to be
so,
fine.
man. Hope so.
Yeah.
So let's get to it, man. Obviously, I was taking callers, and the timing question came up. So I've reached out to about a dozen trainers, man. You're one of many who's going to be jumping on. Behind you is going to actually
Yeah.
be Ibn from out here as well. Ibn Kaysen, the trainer of Rob Safar. And we just wanted to know specifically how well can Crawford work on his timing being out of the ring 13 months off, plus moving up 2 divisions. Some even say 3 divisions because there was a stop at 54.
Well, I think Bud's going to be just fine. I think that his camp, they've been here for 40 plus times now. So I think that in sparring, he's worked on that. I'm sure that they got tools in place to prepare for him. I don't
But
think Bud's gonna have a problem with time.
how do you specifically get your guys ready
Sparring. I mean,
for time?
sparring.
Okay, so that was my thing.
Yeah,
How do you get ready via sparring your timing when you got 16-ounce gloves and you got headgear?
yeah. I mean, it's a tough thing to do, but I think that
All
these
right,
guys
we got some
figured it out when they're in the ring.
we got
You
some
know.
truth. It is tough to
Yeah,
do then.
yeah. I mean, it's tough to do, but I think these guys figure it out in the ring. I mean, a lot of these guys, including Bud, he's smart enough. He's so intelligent. He's his IQ is up there that I think that he figures out his shot placements and stuff, his timing will be there because he's going to put himself in positions where that time is going to correlate with his footwork. You know, he's got great feet, so he's going to put himself in position to what I want to say accelerate that process. You know, he's going to always place his feet where he needs to be to kind of accelerate that process. I don't think Bud's going to have a problem with timing. There's going to be other things he's probably going to have a problem with. Obviously, Canelo's a great.
but not timing
So
because the reason I'm concerned with timing because that's like the kryptonite, right? They say, well,
yeah,
he's too
rust
small,
and yeah,
and then the people say, well, timing beats power or timing beats speed, right? So like if Bud can time him, he cannot get hit because he'll always jab or counter at the right time,
yeah,
theoretically.
cor- correct. Well, that's where I think that his feet work is going to be the key to his timing, because like you said, the counters, he's going to have to be out of danger after every shot he throws. He's going to have to make sure he's out of danger after every shot he throws. So
Do you
I think
think he
it's
has the feet of a Bivol, Floyd, even a Thurman?
one.
William
No,
Skull.
that
William Skull did very well staying away from Canelo.
yeah. I mean, yeah. He's not really as he's athletic as those guys. He's just not maybe as bouncy.
Okay.
But I definitely see because Bud takes everything is very small with Bud. Bud's in and out, half a step in, half a step over, half a step out. He goes just enough to where you don't hit him, but he can hit you. And like I said, I think I think his feet will get him to where he needs to be to stay out of danger for most of the time. Now I don't know if he could do it for 12. And like I said, Canelo's great. I don't think we're talking about a walk in the park here. So. I think Bud will figure it out. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be competitive. I don't think he's going to be like William Skull. You know, that was even though I thought he did what he was supposed to do. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think Bud's going to fight that type of fight. But I definitely don't think he's going to sit there and trade with him either.
If he does knock out Canelo, does that make his win over Canelo greater than Floyd's, even though they're years apart? Or do you think he'll still get the hatred where people say, oh, he knocked out an older version of Canelo. Canelo had his foot out the door. Canelo been showing signs of slowing down. And do you even think a knockout is possible at the hands of Crawford knocking out Canelo?
Well, first of all, I think if he beats Canelo, we have to put him in a higher status. Just
Higher than
period.
higher than Floyd?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Why?
so.
Why?
I think you got to look at the where Canelo is at this point in his career. Even though he is older, his status is much larger. Canelo is
He's
probably
a
going to
more
go down as
accomplished version
of
fighter than
himself.
what Floyd fought. I get you.
Yes, I mean he's going to probably go down as the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. So if Crawford
Totally
can,
agree with that. I hate the people that's still saying Julio Cesar Chavez.
yeah, I don't. I mean, for me, I don't even think it's close at this point. You know, um,
Totally
but
with you.
so if Bud could now if he could knock him out, we're talking about another. We're talking about another level. Like for me personally, I think if he could knock him out, we're talking about Bud could probably go up top three. I mean, we're
All
talking about him.
time?
I mean, we got to talk about it, man. I mean, we talking
Holy
about
shit. That's a
we talking.
topic. I love that.
What I'm saying? I'm talking about we talking about a guy who's we've never really even seen Canelo hurt.
I know, just that one long time ago versus Cotto's brother.
Yeah, man. What was that? Like he was probably 12 years old at that time, man. So you know,
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
So
but
what's your
but
official pick, coach?
man, I'm I'm going for Bud. I'm rooting for Bud. I think Canelo wins a really close split decision.
Okay.
I I think it's more competitive than people think. I think Bud takes his power better than people think. But I think Canelo's pressure and stuff like that might wear him down late.
All right. Well, Coach Lonnie, man, please let us know where they can let my audience know where they can find you. Any social media, if you want to give out even Jahan's, do that. Congratulations again on the win with you and Jahan, and get on that horn, man. Get on that horn. Find out what's up with Savage. He needs you,
Yeah,
bro. Moore is
yeah, no,
tricky.
no
He's
doubt.
very listen. He's Moore is tricky. He's awkward. He's not like a
Yeah, yeah.
traditional fighter.
No, I did my studying on him, man. I've taken a look at him, and I've seen what he does. He's really he's a bouncy heavyweight. You know, he's
Yep.
athletic.
Yep.
You know,
He
and
likes the
I see,
box for sure.
yeah, and I see what he's gonna try to do. I see his strengths for sure. So you know, we'll work all that out, and we'll beat him September 19th. You know, regardless of what he attempts to do. So you know, I'll get back with you if anything develops, if a story breaks.
All right, Coach. I appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank
All
you
right,
again
brother.
for
Same to
jumping
you.
on.
Absolutely.
All right. There you have it, Coach Lonnie. We have